this episode, we're going to give you 10 answers to 10 questions that Stefano's going to ask us off the cuff. Welcome to the On the Couch podcast, where we dive into the world of being a mortgage broker. We dive into the world of being an entrepreneur, and sometimes we have guests. Today, we're going to do a little bit of rapid fire. It's been a while since we've done one.
It's been a very long while. We did 70 episodes ago.
Let's go.
So let's go.
I'm Johnny Soup, and I'm here with...
Danny Cardozo.
Hey, Danny's back again. Another version of Salmon Top, but we're all good.
No one's editing that. We're going to keep
it all. All right. So, gentlemen, here we go. We're going to start right from the top. I have 10 top questions to ask a mortgage broker. And this is some simple ones, some hard ones, but let's just have fun with it. Johnny, you start. What are the biggest misconceptions people have about getting a mortgage today in today's market?
The rates are too high.
Misconception. Why?
Because sometimes, first of all, it's out of everybody's hands. The rates are the rates. And that's it, pretty much. Like,
Biggest misconception.
I'm
going to say that the market is poor.
The market sucks, I
The
think.
market sucks.
Okay, another false.
And because the market sucks, people are scared to buy or scared to make moves during this type of market. And with that being said, I think you're all wrong. This is the best time to be making moves.
Yeah.
At purchasing for sure.
And I want to go back to the rate thing. The rate is a misconception because mortgages became popular when?
I don't know.
Mortgages became popular. There was no spotlight on mortgages. Never.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was
It became popular when there was
COVID.
Pre-COVID or before?
During COVID.
Rates became popular.
Rates became a topic, yeah.
And then mortgages became a topic.
No, the BLC announcements became a topic when they started
Raising.
During COVID.
During COVID.
Yeah.
Sort of at the tail end of COVID.
That time, but like right before then, it was never popular. There was no spotlight in this industry.
So what would you say is the biggest misconception? Then you said rates. And Danny, what do you say?
The market itself.
I say the market itself.
The market itself. Okay, Johnny, let's go back to you. The second question is the current climate. What interest rate changes with interest rate changing so often, considering that we did it, mid to end of COVID, how should buyers approach timing their purchases or refinancing? How should they deal with the timing aspect of things?
There's no right time.
There's no right time?
No, you got to be comfortable in the decision you're making at that moment. If now's the time that you want to make the move, if now's the time that you want to make the purchase, then you need to know that the next 3 years you're committed to that, whatever it might be.
3 years or 5 years?
Or
right?
5 years, yeah. Whatever the commitment is to the term.
Unless you want to break it, right? Depending on the costs and all that associated.
Yeah, but at the moment.
Oh,
right?
okay.
In the moment right now, you're asking me, or like...
That's right.
The
On
question.
approaching, timing-wise.
Timing-wise, like you're if you think you're going to time the market it doesn't work. You could get lucky, yes, but to time the market, I don't know. That's a tough one. I just think once you make a decision, just commit to the decision, and that's it. And then just put it over here and continue with life, because mortgages is not your whole life. Like there's so many other aspects that are more important.
Danny, do you have a take on that, or do you want me to jump onto number 3?
Let's go to number 3.
Number 3, Danny, pre-approval secrets. What's the biggest mistake you see people making when trying to get pre-approved for a mortgage?
I'm going to say not getting pre-approved. 100%. That's the biggest mistake when looking to purchase a home or planning your next mortgage, whether it's renewal, refi, whatever the case is. Everybody tends to wait to the last minute. Let's start the conversation 6 months out. Let's get you prepared. Let's get you...
So the biggest mistake is they wait till the last minute when it's already too late.
That's one.
Okay, yeah.
2 is you think you calling me and having a discovery call is a pre-approval. It's not. Mm-hmm. When you provide me the last piece of document and I tell you it's go time and now the clock starts and I'll come back to you with a written pre-approval, that's a real pre-approval. But because you tell me you make $120,000 a year and you own 2 properties and one property tax is $4,200, I think, and I think the mortgage on that one is $420, I think the payment is $1,800, I think. When you're not certain, then you're going to have an uncertain result, and that is not a pre-approval. So
wow, that's good.
Documents reviewed is the most important part. So spend the time, go collect the documents, make a plan, make a budget, and then go from there.
Number 4 out of 10, Danny. first-time buyers, those pesky first-time buyers. For
Love
someone buying their first home, what's one thing they should do and one thing they shouldn't do?
Again, I'm going to stay with what I started with the last one. Planning is by far
What they should do.
what should be doing. Not only planning with your mortgage broker, but also planning with a financial advisor, making sure that you're putting your funds in the right accounts. That'll help you save, I guess.
That's what they should do.
Yeah,
What about what shouldn't they do?
purchase the property before they come to the mortgage broker
Wow.
because they think they have enough money to purchase a home.
I'm going to say for a first-time home buyer, drive the neighborhood. Go if it's you and your significant other, go and drive the neighborhood. Look at the amenities around. You're making a big decision. It's your first home. People that are buying, like we say, first-time Frankies, right? Your first time, you need a little bit more info. So go drive the neighborhood. Make sure it looks the way you want it to look. Go during the day. Go at nighttime. Like I would do all those things. You're making a big decision. The last thing you want to do is go to an area where you didn't really drive the neighborhood and you realize 5-6 months or a year down the year later that it's not where you want to be.
That's what they should do. Now, what should and I guess they shouldn't do that either. They shouldn't.
Shouldn't not do that. What
Yeah.
they shouldn't do is
I mean, they all tie in. It's all tying
like,
in, right?
One thing I have to say is, like, I don't want to say not ask a lot of questions, but focus on decision making with decision makers, if that makes sense, right? Like,
Yeah, of
if
course it does.
if the people around, like your mom and your dad, are decision makers, then don't go do things and then come to them at the last minute, because things can get kiboshed on all train. Like everything can happen, and you'll have a very bad experience if your mom and your dad are decision makers or your in-laws are decision makers. Bring them into the conversation early, so everybody's on the same page. That is one thing that I don't see happen a lot, and you should, especially if there's gifted funds or you're using them as a co-applicant. These things are important. Bring them into the conversations early.
Beautiful.
So they understand, because the last time they did a mortgage might have been 25 years ago. So the process to them was, I don't know why I need all these documents. Why you need my like, they become apprehensive. So
And then they start to get aggressive about it.
yeah, that too, right? So I
Good.
would do that. Yeah.
Number 5, down payments. Johnny, you start this one off. There's always debate about how much to put down. What's your advice for the balancing savings versus equity?
Sorry, say that again.
So what's your advice for balancing savings versus equity? So there's always the debate about how much should I put down. So the question is, how much would you recommend someone puts down on a down payment?
Boy, I can't answer that. That's such a hard thing to answer. I'll say this: your down payment is a reflection of what your purchase is going to be. So how much money do you have?
I thought it was a reflection more of your like T4s of how much you actually earn.
Your down payment's everything. If you have $100,000, if you have $100,000, you can make $1 million a year. You can't buy more than 500,000
Danny, do you agree?
20% down.
with 20% down. Yeah.
But there's programs which allow you to.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Okay. Yes. With less. Sorry. I meant the opposite.
Danny?
Can you repeat that?
Of
for a
course I
second,
can.
just to refresh my
I'm
memory. 'cause
happy
I
to, actually.
I had something.
You're
I wanted to say.
constricted by your down payment. 100%.
So okay, so
Do you want me to say it?
yeah, repeat it quickly. And
There's
I have a
always
very good
debate
answer.
about how much to put down. What's your advice for balancing savings versus equity?
Sure. So that's where I was going with this. My clients, when they come to me, I build them scenarios.
Okay.
I build them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some of them might even see 10 or 12 different scenarios based on what could they buy with, a lower down payment, right to what looks good at the max down payment that you've given me. I've now breaking everything down for you so you can see your monthly budgets. We'll discuss on future planning and that kind of thing. And I think that is more important than anyone just dropping money towards their home because they're trying to pay down their house as quick as possible without having the proper strategies in place.
Danny, let's keep talking, you and I, about credit. Now we're going to talk about credit. How much does credit really matter? And what can people do to improve their chances of approval? Go.
I think Johnny's dealing with a good one right now that The guy has really bad credit and he wants to buy, and he's really pissed off at the rates that he's getting. How important is credit? Well, that all depends up to you, man. If you don't want to buy a house, you don't need credit.
If you don't
In
want to
reality,
buy a
if you
house,
don't want to buy a house, you don't need credit. You can buy a car with very low credit. You can get anything. But if you don't want to buy, if you want to buy a house, chances are you're going to need good credit because it's going to cost you a lot of money.
Yep.
So we might as well be on top of your credit.
I got 2 files
Johnny?
right now. Yeah, I have 2 files back to back that are credit challenged.
Hit me.
And one is, listen, first you got to pay attention to it earlier on, not at the last minute. If you know your credit challenged, okay, like when you as the individual, you know your credit challenged. So don't wait to the last minute to try to make a decision, which can be life altering. Like these things are life altering decisions, because if you're in a particular product that is not going to allow you to advance, then you can't throw good money at bad money. It doesn't work. So that's one particular situation. The other situation is, you got to communicate. And if you don't communicate it, you can't brush it under the rug. So that's the other one. Like you just can't do that.
Communicating in regards to like telling the truth about what you're actually earning and stuff.
Yeah. Or not even earning your credit.
Your credit. Yeah. Don't lie about your credit.
Oh, that.
Oh, suddenly they remembered. Yeah, hey, you know what?
So
This is
I don't want to
lean
get
I
into too
have.
much detail because it's
We
not
can't,
not
and we shouldn't,
And we're not gonna.
and we're
Yeah.
not going to.
Okay,
So
Johnny.
it's be on top of your credit. Honestly, if you're purchasing a house, be
yeah,
on
just
top of your
communicate
credit.
it,
Yeah.
because then like I'll give you an example.
And we all know times get tough, right? Times do get tough
For everybody.
But in reality, all you have to do is a minimum payment, and your credit will stay good. So,
But even if times are tough and you communicate it and you don't wait to the last minute, people like Danny or myself who have the experience or have the resources can find a solution to solve your problem. But if you're going to come to us with no communication, you're like, oh yeah, that, then you're stuck.
Danny, let's keep it going. Number 7 is behind the scenes. What actually happens after someone applies for a mortgage? Can you run us through the process? Not walk us, run us through the process.
run us through the process. What happens after? Well, you get a mortgage payment on a monthly, biweekly, or weekly basis.
Okay.
So you need to be prepared for that. You also need to know whether there is interest adjustment date added to which is going to come out of your I guess it's a payment that's going to be charged, and then this way you need to know and be prepared for that, because you might be thinking your payments are coming out on the 1st, but if that interest adjustment is happening prior to, you're going to sit there and be a little annoyed by the fact that you weren't ready for that.
Your first payment's higher than what it was supposed to be.
What else happens in the back of the scenes?
Well, you got to be prepared that if you're moving, it's a transition in life. You know, you're changing your cable, your internet, your ID cards, forwarding your mail, updating the bank information. There's a lot that's happening, especially if it's a move. If it's a refinance, then really not much changes because other than that. But if it's a move, then there's a big transition in life. So there's a lot of things that have to happen.
Number 8, trends and technology. How is technology changing the mortgage industry? And do you think it's helping or hurting consumers? Not you guys as industry leaders, but consumers.
I think that technology is helping people be aware, and the awareness of a mortgage, the awareness of that debt, and that awareness of, hey, I want to knock this shit out of here. I don't want to have it forever. So having it in front of you on an app, in your phone, technology, I think that's a plus. There's more strategies nowadays than there was ever before to get out of the mortgage, which is the key thing, right? You want to get out of it, not stay in it. So yeah, technology is a huge help.
Danny, number 9? Or do you want to touch on that one?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Market insight. Are there any overlooked mortgage products or strategies that could really benefit today's buyers?
Yeah, there's a lot of products out there that that take you outside the regular qualifying for a mortgage using a net worth program. You know,
Yeah, buying a house.
overlooked big time.
I have some people who buy an investment property using a line of credit so they can create more cash flow because that's what's important to them. It's not really about paying off the mortgage. They're just building equity.
Yep.
So do
Good.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody answered that one? Perfect. And number 10, the final advice. If you could give one piece of advice to anyone planning to buy a home in the next year, or even in this year for that matter, what would it be? What would be your final takeaway out of everything we touched on today when it comes to these questions?
In order for me to provide accurate information and to avoid any
knew it.
misunderstandings, please provide me with all your documentation.
Oh, that document. Oh,
In order for us to provide accurate information and avoid any misunderstandings, we must review all documents.
that's his piece. Danny, what about you? Because you're more of a, have you used this? Have you done that? Have you submitted this? Have you submitted that? What would you say is the final advice piece that you would want to donate to people?
I'm the planner. I'm going to say, let's put some time aside. Let's plan. Let's create a strategy, not just for today, but for tomorrow.
Look at that. That is free. You know what wasn't free, though? What wasn't free is the Blanco that's right beside you. And I'll tell you what.
It was free over the weekend, though. At the
Ah,
events.
you know,
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
we were talking about this prior in the previous episode because we had the 1800. Which one?
So on the show, we have brought out the gold,
That's
which I
right.
really enjoy. We purchased the Reposado over the weekend, and we did not enjoy it. And this one here, we got the 1800 tequila Blanco, also known as silver, I guess. This is my favorite go-to at the LCBO.
Now, favorite go-to in regards to mixing, sipping, on the rocks, neat. How?
I buy this. Yeah, this is definitely a mixer for me.
Okay.
But I'm a
So it's bar rail.
tequila soda person. So I'm, it's like drinking tequila and water pretty much.
Yep.
I enjoy the taste of the actual tequila on this. All right. So this tequila is often promoted as the #1 premium tequila in the United States and is highly valued for its versatility in cocktails. Exactly why I enjoy this thing. The taste, its flavor is dominated by the raw essence of the agave. Crystal clear with blonde highlights, soft and sweet floral with prominent notes of cooked agave, citrus fruit, spice, and black peppercorn. On the palate, it's clean, it's smooth, and it's well balanced.
Okay. So let's start off with Danny.
For a Blanco, I mean, I'm going to be very biased because I really enjoy this one. So, I mean, I like the taste for sipping. To me,
Sipping. So
well,
flavor.
I'm going to say for mixing, not sipping.
Okay. So for
I'm going to from on the mixing side of things, I'm definitely 8 to 9
wow.
on this.
Okay.
On the sipping type, like I want to sip and I want to taste the barrel, so it's a Blanco. I'm not always. I'm gonna
So you're
put
about
it at a
8
7 there.
8 and you're an 8. So you're an 8. Now, look wise.
Looks, it's exactly what a tequila bottle should look like, in my eyes. A nice 8 for sure.
Okay. And then price. What are we
And
looking at?
price, this thing sits at $45 at the LCBO.
A little bit pricey for a Blanco.
I don't think so. So I am definitely an 8, 8.5.
So you're 8 across the board. 8.5 over across the board. Johnny?
Yeah, I don't need the bottle, so you can hold it.
So let's start immediately with the look, the appearance.
Yeah, like I said, the appearance of the bottle is exactly what a tequila bottle looks like. You look at, it's tequila. It stands out. As for the taste,
Well, what are you giving it out of 10?
oh, the appearance, yeah, I give it an 8.
Okay.
That's nice.
Beautiful. And now the taste.
The taste of this, it's a Blanco. I'm not a big Blanco fan, but I'm a tequila soda sipper, and it goes really, really well. What was that?
Fucking Steven. We have to do that again, man. It was super, super loud. Okay. So one more time. Ready? I'll set you up. What about the flavor, man?
Yeah, the flavor's fine. I'm not a big Blanco person. Like I wouldn't drink it on the rocks. So, but for a mixed drink, it's absolutely perfect.
Out of 10.
Yeah, again, I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay. And of course, we get to the price. And Danny and I don't see eye to eye with that. He thinks it's well priced. I think it's horribly priced.
I think
but
$45 for tequila is not bad, and because it's gonna be a mixer, I wouldn't mind spending it. I spend $40 on typical bottles of anything, so that's
so this is something that you both would see in your. Well, Danny for sure has it in his
it's
bar,
in,
but
it's in my cupboard at home.
okay. Dan, do you have this readily available at your house?
He does now.
Well, I mean,
I mean, like it is your go-to
like
set.
I said, if I walk into the LCBO and I'm looking for that mixer that's sort of running out, I'm grabbing this one.
All right. Well, then we know where we stand for all of this. And Johnny, I want you to stand and look at that camera and tell everyone where they can find us on the couch.
Yeah, if you have any comments on the questions that were asked in this episode, please comment down below. Share the show so we can grow. You can find us on the podcast, on the Couch Podcast 23 on all streaming platforms. And you can find me, Johnny Supa, everywhere as well.
That's right. And Danny?
Mortgages by Danny C, all social platforms.
All social platforms. Until next time, gentlemen, we'll see them later.